Hi everyone, and welcome to Watercolors with Jaylene. And for today's little tutorial, I'm doing a little holiday painting. And before we get started, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. That does help me grow, and I really appreciate the support. So this is just a cute little painting that you could put in a frame, or if you wanted to put it on a greeting card, you know, it's just fun. And so to go over the supplies for today, I do have a piece of watercolor paper, some clean water. Today I'm using my big pan of my Grumbacher tube paints, and I have a pencil and an eraser. And then I also have two permanent markers, and I do like the micron markers because they are permanent. And I have an 02 and an 05 nib, but whatever marker, you know, some people just like to use the Sharpie markers, and those work just as well. And I do have a number 4 round brush, and then I also have some glitter. This is just an iridescent glitter glue, and because we need glitter glue on any holiday design that we create. And then I also have some red glitter glue that I might use on this one. I didn't on my original, but I might on the one that I'm going to be creating. So basically we'll just be drawing this in. And then I like to draw in pencil and then go back over it with marker, just because I don't totally trust myself. But if you feel comfortable using just a marker, then go ahead and do that. So I'm going to set this here and we'll get started. And then I'm going to set that off to the side. So very lightly, and I do everything very, very lightly. So we'll just kind of draw in some waves. And I just do like basically 3 waves very lightly. And then I'm going to draw in my first tree. And these are just a very tall, thin tree. And of course it gets wider towards the bottom. And if there's some kind of a tree that you really like, that you want to, you know, put in this instead of something just like this, that's fine. You know, let's all get very creative with this and have fun. And my trees are going to look a little different in this one than what they did in the original as well. So actually I do want to just kind of pencil in my happy holidays very lightly. And then also for the words, you can use any type of font that you're good with. I know some people are better with like a calligraphy type, and that would be really cute as well. And so I am putting 3 trees. I'll go back to this. I am putting 3 trees in. I think I've mentioned before in other videos that I always like to do things in odd numbers, whether it's 3 or 5. It's just one of those little quirks I have. And so I'll put another little tree right up here. Okay, and bring that around. And then my last one is over here. And on this one, let's see, kind of bring it wide at the base. And then bring this up and curly Q it around. Okay, so that pretty much is just penciling them in. Now with my 05 nib, I will go ahead and do my permanent lines. And then once I do the permanent lines, I'll go back through and erase all of the pencil marks. Whoops. And then as you're, doing your permanent marker, this is where if there's something that you didn't quite like the way you penciled it in, this is your moment to go ahead and make it the way you really, that you do want it. Okay. And the holiday season, it's going to be here before we know it. So I am going to be putting out videos a little more often with holiday designs. I really kind of like doing my florals, but of course for the holidays we have to, have our fun little greeting cards. And I do a lot of snowmen. I also do a lot of Grinch cards, so I will be getting videos out of those in the near future also. And I want to turn this just a little bit. Okay. And this is just kind of a whimsical little card or design. All right, and then for my happy holidays, I'm really not the best with the fonts, but we'll just get it on there and make it look cute. Figure if I put just a little curly Q at the end, it adds just a little bit of whimsy and makes up for my plain font designs. Oh, and let's do our base there. Okay, so now that we have everything permanently on there, and if you want to go ahead and maybe with a permanent marker put some little designs on the trees or something like that, this is a good time to do it. On mine, I just actually put any of my little decorations on the tree with the paints themselves. I didn't draw anything on there, but if you want to, go ahead and do that. Now's the time. Okay, so I think we got all of the pencil lines off of there. And then, see, this is what I'm saying. I just kind of went on top of the paints and just, painted in some designs. I think on one tree, I will use my my glitter. And there's all different colors of the glitter glue out there. I know that there's a lot of the golds and silvers as well as the reds. I think I've seen blues and greens also. So whatever you have on hand, go ahead and use it. And then as far as the colors, I'm really not going to go over the colors just because you can, choose whatever colors you want. Now, I will say for the snow that I'm going to do now, I am using a turquoise and with very, very little paint on the brush because I do want it, to be quite light. And so basically I'm just adding a hint of color. This is the snow, obviously. And if it's lighter in some areas and darker in others, that's perfect. We don't want it all the same. When you add, when you have like different lightnesses and darkness, I'm not sure how I should be saying that. It kind of adds a little bit of contrast and depth and personality to the design in general. So you can see how my bottom line is a little bit darker than the top line. Okay, so then for the trees, this one I'm going to, let's get my brush clean. I do want to add just a little bit of water to this. this is going to be kind of a wet on wet for this one because I want the colors to blend. And so down at the bottom, I'll start with I think I'll use my permanent rose. Okay, get a little paint on the brush. And just, you know, start at the bottom. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So now I'm going to grab a little bit of my cadmium orange, and I'll start at the top and bring it around and down, and that's how I want it to blend in with the permanent rose at the bottom. So I'm just going to leave it like that and let it do its own blending, and we'll let that dry before we move on, obviously, with that one. So now I think for my middle tree, I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I did on my sample one. Actually, I'll tell you what I want to do is I'm going to blend this one also. I think all three of these trees, I'm going to blend two different colors just to add a little bit more character. So with this one, I'm going to do some greens, and there again, you know, just use whatever colors you really like or what colors you have and have fun with it. Okay, so we did that green on the bottom. I'm not sure what green that even is. And this is a different green, and this is actually, I custom make this one. I call it my Grinch green because I do mix just lemon yellow and a little bit of Hooker's green to come up with that yellowish green, which is the, you know, that shade that the Grinch has. So I kind of mix my own colors for that. All right, and then for the third one, I'm going to work on I think I'm going to do, you know, let's get my brush clean, and then I'm going to put some water on this so that we can, you know, so the blend will happen nicely. This is a wet on wet is what it's called, the technique itself. So with this, I'll start with some blue on the bottom. And this one is more of a ultramarine blue. And I want it to be a different shade of blue than the snow. This is more of a, yeah, ultramarine or midnight, but it's a very light amount. Okay, so we have that on the bottom. And then for the top portion of this, I'm going to use a violet. And I'm going to keep it light. On all of these, you can see I'm keeping it relatively light. I'm not putting a lot of color, not heavy color on here. And the reason for that is because I will be adding layers on top, you know, with the little decorations and such. Okay, so I have those three. And while I'm letting those dry a little bit, I am going to, here I'll show you what I'm going to do now, is go through and the little dots on all of the lines with the snow lines, I'll go ahead and add those on. And I think they just add a little bit of whimsy and fun to it. And that's what Christmas and the holidays are all about. You know, whimsy and fun when it comes to this type of stuff. So, you know, here again, you can do whatever you want. If you had some of the gold or silver glitter glue, it might be fun to add dots here, you know, with that. I love dots and stripes. You'll see them in a lot of my designs. Okay. Put one more there. And if you're making this for someone special and you know that they have certain colors that they really like, you could go ahead and do that. If you wanted to do all the trees in the same color, That would be fun also. And so I do want those to dry just a little bit more. So while all of that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and just put in some of the stars. And for the stars, what I use is lemon yellow and then just a hint of the cadmium orange just to make it a little bit more of a pronounced yellow. So I'm going to turn that upside down so I don't smear any of the other paint. And let me get just a little bit mixed up here so that we can get started on these stars. Okay, and then just take the tip of your brush very lightly and draw a star. And then I always like to put little dots at the end. Maybe not on all of them, but okay. Let's get a couple more added on here, just very lightly. You could do larger ones and smaller ones. If you wanted, you could even do little snowflakes instead of stars. You know, use your very light blue and put in some snowflakes. Really change the design up a lot, right? We'll put one over here. And then once this is all dry, I'll definitely be putting some of my glitter glue on those just to make them twinkle and sparkle a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on my blue and purple tree, I'm going to take some darker blue actually. And this is, this is just kind of a mixture of blue and purple. And I'm just kind of going to put dots in here. It's going to be like a, oh God, I can't even think what this would be called. Oh. I apologize, my mind just isn't really working quite right today. I missed a week of videos and I apologize for that. I live in Florida, so last week, of course, I was going through a hurricane and the aftermath of that, and I was very, very fortunate that I had minor damage. You know, I was without power and internet and Wi-Fi for a while, and just minor damage on the outside. So I'm very fortunate, and my heart goes out to the people that live south of me. I know they've had a very, it's just been devastating, and I have a lot of friends or relatives or friends of relatives, someone that I know that has experienced total loss down in that area. So like I said, I feel very fortunate. Okay, so then over on this tree, I'm just doing little X's, and this is with just a darker red, and just kind of adding a little, a couple little decorations, so to speak. And then on my middle tree, I'm going to take my dark blue, and I'm going to add bulbs. Okay, see how cute this is developing. All right, so that really is, well, you know what? I have to add just a little red. I'm going to take my burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is, kind of an orangish type of brown. And I'm just dabbing in a little bit of color. And that's the fun thing about these designs. You don't have to, have a ton of color on there. And with a number 4 brush, it really takes care of all of the painting. They're quick and simple. You can see how quick this was. It's not 100% dry yet, but that's okay. With that being said, what I want to do is take my iridescent glitter glue, and I'm going to just real quick, let's make sure it's coming out. Okay, so you can see I kind of dabbed a little bit of the wet blue just because I'm trying to hurry for the sake of the video. So I'm dabbing just a little bit throughout the snow lines, and then on my stars, you know, I'm just kind of real quick putting a little bit of the glitter throughout there so that they glisten just like stars do. And then I think on this, God, I can't think what this is called. Well, anyway, I'm putting a little bit of glitter on that. And like I said before, you can never have enough glitter at Christmas time. Now we want these all to sparkle. Now this paint's still wet, but I'm going through and dabbing it anyway. Okay, so there we go. We are all set with our little Happy Holidays design. And like I said, if you wanted to use different colors or different type of font that you really like and you're good at, put that in there, make it your own. And it's, you know, there's so many options of what you can do with this, and it's just a lot of fun. And then put in a little frame or onto a card to give at the holidays. Even on top of a package, you know, when a holiday gift, you could put this on there instead of a name tag, and that would be really cute as well. So I think that is just about it for today. And again, if I could ask you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it. And then watch for more videos coming out. We're going to have a lot of fun holiday designs, as well as some really fun floral designs. So until next time, ciao for now.